the job's not done.
Okay.
This is part one.
That said, is there some personal satisfaction, obviously, for being a medalist?
There's a lot of it. I mean, I'm as excited as I can be. This is the biggest accomplishment of my life, not even close. Obviously, the team would be much better, but right now it feels really, really good.
Does this validate the season, or on the way to validating the season?
Pac-12 for me validated my season, because I thought I had a pretty good run for a while, but this gives me that extra confidence going into the summer. Hopefully Walker Cup, and then onto my professional career. I got to compete with the best players in all of college golf and all of amateur golf today, and coming out on top makes it really sweet.
I was going to say, what in particular makes it such a big thing for you? I mean, why is it so important?
Personally, coming in as a freshman, I couldn't imagine being at a national championship, let alone contending. And you see the Justin Thomases and the Bobby Whites and the Corey Witts, all those guys, and you just think, man, they're so good, and to come out and beat them when you need to, it just makes you feel so much better about your own game, I think.
Where does NCAA medalist rank in terms of amateur accomplishments in your mind?
Just about the top. I mean, maybe U.S. Amateur would be a bit higher, but I mean, we work all year for this. This is something like a 7-month grind. This is where it culminates. So it's not just 1 week. It's a lot of work and just a lot of grinding, and for it to win the national championship really does mean a ton.
So you would put it just below the U.S. Amateur?
Probably, yeah.
I can hear your coach telling you what some of the scores were as y'all standing in the fairway on the team. Were you aware coming through the back nine where you were, or was that the first time?
I wasn't. I knew after 9 I had a 1 or 2 stroke lead, and then going through the back 9 I knew it was tough. I had made a bogey, made 1 birdie. I figured, just in my head, I knew I had to be at least up by 1. And if someone had caught me, I wasn't too worried about it, just because, I mean, they would have played great back 9, and so that's why I waited till 18. Asked him where we stood. He said 2 up, or whatever it was, 3 up, and so I just wanted to have a number going into that shot.
Did the specter, though, and perhaps you had to talk to officials again, given the timing, did that enter your mind at all in the back 9?
No, I was a veteran. No, I mean, from what I told you guys yesterday about how they have 3 specific rules they give you, or ways out. We had trouble on 3 with spectators. I had a ruling on 8, and those were our only 2 bad times. We were on like the next 2 holes after those 2 things, so I knew we'd be fine. And everyone hustled after, so it was much less stressful than yesterday.
Will you celebrate at all tonight, or do you start now thinking about the match play?
I'll celebrate for probably 30 minutes.
What will you do? What's your celebration?
Gosh, hang out with my team, my best friends, and just soak it in for a minute, and then refocus on the real prize.
Des said a few weeks ago that you made the decision to stay amateur for the summer. Did that really clear your mind for you these last few weeks coming down the stretch?
Yeah, it did. I mean, it was about a month and a half ago that I got the idea of going pro, just because making Walker Cup just seems so impossible with all the great golfers that are here in the United States. But once I just kind of, my friend Johnny MacArthur actually told me, he goes, pro's always going to be there. He goes, well, can you live with yourself if you turn down the opportunity? And I said, no. I said, if I miss it by a mile, I could live with myself. So once I got that out of the way, I kind of just got so focused on that goal. It was so close. And I just was like, all right, well, there's your goal. It's in 4 months. I said, start working for it. And I think it just gave me some direction where I was going.
You birdied 3 of the first 5, is that right?
Yeah.
Is that 2 and then
2, 4, 5.
Can you describe what happened on those 3?
2 was awesome. It was pretty firm and windy when I teed off. Played a good first hole, solid, and then 2 I hit a great drive, just a little draw, and then the second shot that pin was back left, and I had a good number. I had just about just over a 3/4 lob wedge, and I caught it perfect. And right when I hit it, I knew it was going to be good. To get it all the way back to that pin was great, because I only had about 4 feet, but it was flat, and I don't think there was another flat putter on that pin, so that was good. And then 4, I hit a great drive and then had 280 to the pin. And I told Walter, it was a little bit downwind, I told my coach, assistant coach, I said, if I hit this 3-wood good, I think I can fly it to the pin. And if you can, you get long, it's like your only easy chip. But and I ripped one, and it right at the pin, went long, and I just had about 50 feet down the hill. So that was a nice, easy 2-putt. And then 5 was a good one. I drove it over the green again. I just wanted to be long so I could chip back up the hill. And I had about a probably 80-foot chip and just used a little fishing wedge and hit a good one to about 5 feet and made the putt.
Oh, did it there in the mid. And then no bogeys. So
I made
that's pretty good on this.
40-footer on 8 for par. And
what was that?
40-footer on 8 for par.
40.
Way up. Hit a decent wedge shot. I was just trying to keep it below the hole somewhere. Got a good line for one of my playing competitors, and I don't know. I just hit a great putt. That was kind of, for me, that really settled me down. It made me really feel like everything was gonna be all right.
Given everything that went on, how good a round then is this in your career?
It's pretty good.
I know you have the 61, but could this be on the
I mean, the 61's great, but I felt like first round, a lot of people around here can do it, shoot a 61, but I always test myself on when it counts. And when the lights are on, what do you do? And no bogeys is always my goal, and no bogeys today. That felt really good.
Did y'all talk about last night after this back 5? Y'all had some issues yesterday with the back 5 holes, last 5 holes. Did y'all talk about a different approach to those today, or
Just hit better shots.
Just hit better
they're
shots,
hard.
okay.
I was trying to explain. Someone was like, "Oh, are you bummed about your finish?" And I am, but it's the hardest 5 holes in a row on the course. You're going to get bit eventually if you don't hit a great shot. So I mean, we knew to play conservative from day one, and I just think that we hit some forward. So today, obviously, maybe a little more cautious, but I think that everyone knew that it was just a fluke.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.